Look at your airsoft gun. Now look at mine. Now back to your gun. Now back to mine. Sadly, yours isn't mine. But it can be yours if you go to Airsoft GI and purchase the KWA SR-12. Anything is possible when you watch Pack Airsoft and not one of those lady channels. We're on the desk.
You might think that we just copied Airsoft GI copying Old Spice. That's because we did.
We did. But this is, no doubt, the KWA SR-12. And if you are lucky enough to have one of these guns like we are, this is probably one of the pinnacles of your airsoft collection. And if it's not, then you clearly have been spending quite the amount of money on your airsoft guns. This is on sale for at least $400 on really any website, like Airsoft GI. But Chris, this thing is shaking in my hand, so take it before I drop it and start talking about it.
All right, I will. It has a full metal upper and lower receiver. Has a full metal rail system. It's really solid. It held on by a couple of screws, in which I would recommend tightening if you get one used, new. They're always loose. Comes with a cool flip-up front sight. I'm pretty sure that if you buy a new one, it won't have that. It's kind of an old version thing, in which this gun is.
Gun does not come with a sight. It's on there because it functions very well, because it is a DMR.
Yep, looks cool. You got a metal forward assist. You got your standard wheel type hop-up, which is pretty cool. It's a little different, but mostly the same thing. The next thing you got going over for construction is your polymer stock. Texturized, feels very nice, and you have your standard M4.
Everything about this gun, because like most KWAs, it is very nice, it is fine-tuned. I mean, everything, I can even, say great things about the bolt. I mean, just pulling it back, it's really smooth, it's like buttery, and it is just wonderful. I mean, they even have a cool coating of paint on the bolt right here. It just looks really nice. The stock holds large types.
Holds every type.
It holds. You're not going to find a battery that's made for airsoft guns that's not going to fit in here. The range is incredible. It's probably got, what, 200 to 250 feet?
Probably not 250, but you definitely have some good accurate fire, like 210.
With a couple good shots, you're probably going to be able to hit something that a man-sized target at 250 feet. Scopes always are nice for that, but this gun, KWA, really put a lot of work into this low receiver. It's metal.
It has a matte finish, not a shiny finish.
Yeah, if you have an old KWA, or maybe this exact model that's older, it's going to be really shiny. This is nice matte finish.
This D-boy up here.
It's shiny and it just doesn't look that nice. This is great. It feels nice. I've seen these things dropped, tripped over, tripped on, tripped with, being held. These things stand up to a lot. You have a ton of rail space with this 12-inch rail, more than 12 inches.
It's 12, SR-12?
Absolutely, 12 inches. How long is the outer barrel and the inner barrel, Chris?
The outer barrel is actually, I think it's what did we say it was? It was about a 22-inch outer barrel. And
it's got range.
Yeah, it does have range. The inner barrel has been changed on this one, but you got the old one right here. It, has a fairly good length, fairly good accuracy, but we upgraded it for a Type 4 JBU.
Type 4s are the way to go.
Yep, they help out with accuracy, which is wonderful for this gun. Little story about KWA. This gun hasn't been opened, hasn't had any work done to it. Nothing worse than a KWA that's had work done.
I mean, this is one of those guns that when you open it up and you start tinkering with things and you put it back together, it's not gonna work as well. So
unless you're like a really, really good tech and you know exactly what you're doing.
It's one of those things that once you open it up, the magic kind of goes away.
Yeah,
so we left that in there. It's a KWA. Most KWAs, it's hard to find a KWA that's not reliable. Yeah. And this thing is beyond reliable. It's been beat up and it barely looks like it.
Yeah, but
brand new.
This thing, when we got it, was running on a 14 0.8 volt
light poly.
light poly battery.
Which, if you run a 14.8 in really any gun, even with the 2GX gearbox that's in here, that's gonna fry your gun. It's gonna blow it up. It doesn't matter if you got a MOSFET and the
I'm just gonna hold it like this because it's kind of difficult to get in frame.
The 2GX gearbox is one of the greatest gearbox put out by anything on the market, and it's made by KWA, so you know you're getting a really nice gearbox. But if you got a 14.8 in there, this was shooting around 34 BBs a second.
Yeah, 34 to 35. It was just.
That's a lot. It sounds like a water hose.
Yeah, I mean,
spraying
you
BBs.
guys might hate me for saying this, but that's too fast. Even for a CQB gun, I feel that's a little too fast.
If you like to show off how fast your gun is shooting, and if it's shooting 35 BBs a second, it probably shouldn't. It probably isn't. It's good with handling that.
It's true if you really do a great job on you buy high quality parts, you shim your gun really well. MOSFET, do everything well. Your gun would probably stand up for a while, but a lot of guys don't, and that's why high speed setups aren't as reliable.
We've seen a lot of kids that like to, if you really gotta know what you're doing. I mean, this thing, one of the best gearboxes on the market. You're gonna blow up your gearbox if you really abuse these things. You know what? You're gonna hit the guy. It doesn't matter if you hit him with 1 BB or 20 BBs. He's out. So,
So
you need to calm down with your BBs a second. But this thing is just glorious.
Yeah, there's not too much more to say about this because, it's an M4. It's just an extremely good M4. It does have the KWA trades, which look nice, not bad.
And if you've seen our tips and tricks with coloring the fire selector, we've done that as well.
Yeah, it looks really beautiful on this gun. It looks just so nice.
Stay tuned, probably late March after we attend the East Coast Operation Flashpoint 3. This will be my weapon of choice that day. Chris will be using his A&K Masada over here. But we're hoping to get a lot of good footage and a lot of good gameplay.
Actually, what do you think? What do you think about this? Which should we take? Tell us who you think should take what. There's 3 choices. There's the KWA SR-12. There's the A&K Magpul Masada, and there's the G&G F2000. You'll probably see all the reviews of these guns. I don't think we'll take the Scar or the but those 3 guns. And who should take them? Tell us. I really want to know what you guys think. That would actually be kind of cool.
I'm taking the SR-12.
Yeah. Well, we'll see about that. It's them to
fight to the death. But there's I saw that. There's not a lot of bad things to say about this. Other than that, there's a lot of good things to say about it. We're not going to fit all these things in there. It's not that heavy. I mean, it's a long gun, so it's going to be a little bit heavy. I mean, how much would you say
it's aluminium, so it's
It's nice. It's lightweight.
It's light
it
for
is
the
durable. I wouldn't drop this thing, but I'm sure if you did by accident, it would stand up to a good amount. But really, you don't need to upgrade these things. KWAs are extremely reliable, built to last, and these things are wonderful. Magazines is very picky.
King Arms.
That's a downside. PMags are usually made for these. Let me specify. Beta Project and Mag Brand PMags are made for these. These are what these like. This is very picky with the mags.
But we also, just my regular King Arms mid-caps work.
We were fortunate enough, because we already have a ton of King Arms mid-caps. They work in here. You might need to modify some of your mags. Some of them, it might be just a lost cause. That is the only downside. Because this is such a high-quality gun, KWA wants you to buy their own KWA magazines.
Yeah, because it does help with feeding.
Yeah.
Because of that
but
per second.
Beta Project PMags and Mag Brand PMags and King Arms mid-caps, we are certain will feed properly.
Yeah.
It's a nice gun.
It's a nice gun. It's so nice.
Beautiful.
We'll go right to the montage now. We'll make it look. We'll show you how nice this gun looks. Because he's Mason and I'm Chris and
we're Pack Airsoft.
We're signing off
Bye.
right now. Bye.
See ya.